To this week's top Bachelor headlines. Hannah Brown is engaged. We're getting wedding details for Charity and Dotun and so much more. Hey everyone, welcome into your Bachelor news recap. Hope you've all had a fantastic day. We have so much to get to today, but before we do get into all of these Bachelor Nation headlines, if you are new here, please be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you never miss out on any Bachelor Nation updates. As always, I'm your host, Morgan, and today I'm joined by Hiba, who I haven't seen in so long. First of all, how are you? Welcome back.
Thank you so much. It's good to see you too. And yeah, I'm so happy to be back and, of course, talk all things Bachelor Nation.
Okay, we are going to go ahead and get started with a pretty serious story. And before we start into all of these, I just want to remind you that if you are watching live today, you can post a comment, post an opinion, post a question. And if we have some at the end, we will answer any questions that you have. So keep that in mind while you're watching along. But this is quite a plot twist in what was a very sad story that came out earlier this week. Former Bachelorette contestant Josh Seiter is not dead, which was reported earlier this week. He posted on his social media account saying that his Instagram was hacked. So, in an Instagram post, it's a video. He claims that his verified Instagram account was actually hacked and he was not able to access it for 24 hours. He made this video saying that whoever hacked his account was playing a cruel joke and was mocking his mental illness. Josh has been very open about the struggles that he's gone through with depression and past suicide attempts. He said in the video, "I'm sorry for all the pain they caused when they made that post." And that his team is trying to identify who is behind this. I'm going to go ahead and read the original post, but just know that it has been deleted and this is not true. But this is what was posted that he's saying is part of the hack. So it says, "It's with an extremely heavy heart that we share the tragic news of Joshua's unexpected passing. As all who knew him can attest, Joshua was an incredibly bright light in an increasingly dim world. His fearless voice and inimitable spirit helped thousands of people in their darkest moments feel just a little less alone." I mean, where do we even begin with this? I have no idea if this is a criminal offense, but I feel like it should be to hack someone's account and say that they're dead. I mean, what is your take on this, Hibba? This is crazy.
It's absolutely wild. And it's one thing to hack someone's account, but to pronounce them dead, it's just another level of just this disgusting, dark thing that whoever this hacker did. And it definitely reminded me of Lil Tay as well when her account was hacked, the rapper Lil Tay. And I don't know if it's this sick new trend that's going around where we hack people's social medias and just declare them dead. I mean, I'm sure this was gut wrenching for his family to find out. And then now to hear that it's a total hacker, I mean, all the emotions that must be going into that, but I definitely think he should file some sort of I don't even know, like, I don't even know, I don't wanna speak out of terms, but
Right.
something legal because this is not okay. I mean, this can cause a lot more distress and a lot more trauma on top of the things that he's mentally going through. I mean, this clearly is not gonna help him. So it's so gut-wrenching, and I really hope that we don't hear any more stories like this because, I mean, this is already the second one within, like, maybe a month. So I just really hope this is not the new trend.
Yeah, I mean, just totally out of the blue. And like you said, this is the second one that we've heard of in the last month. And it's like, who out there is thinking, oh, I'm going to hack this account and proclaim them dead? I mean, it is so morbid. It is so
Yeah.
sick and twisted. Now, I will say that just I know nothing about this. I know nothing about if he can press charges. I know nothing about how you find out who the hacker is. The only thing that I do know as a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills fan is that they went through something similar with Garcelle's son, who had a lot of racist attacks, bots in his comment section. And they ended up finding out who did that, but they never released that information to the public. So I'm hoping that he and his family can get some answers and something can be done. And I know we're starting out with just the wildest one. So
Right.
let's shift gears a little bit and move on to some happy news. This is one of my favorite Bachelor Nation stories, I think, of the year. Hannah Brown is officially an engaged woman. So this, like I said, is definitely a highlight of the week. Former Bachelorette Hannah Brown is engaged to Adam Woolard. The two have been together since 2021. Now, of course, we all know Hannah from the Bachelor franchise, from Dancing with the Stars, from Bless This Mess, but he's really a little more private. I don't think I've ever, to be quite honest, I don't think I've actually ever heard him speak. I mean, I don't like follow him on anything, so I don't see why I would, but they did a People exclusive. He said he knew that Hannah was the one a few months into dating her. He said the weekend she met my family after a few months of dating, it was so effortless, like she had been a part of my family for years. He also said, if I had to choose one quality I love about her, it would be her authenticity. She lives and acts from the truest part of herself despite outside influence, but also that smile and how she lights up a room. And I think this paragraph does just encapsulate Hannah. We fell in love with her because of her authenticity as well. She is just 100% herself. And, even the title of her book, God Bless This Mess, like she embraces who she is. And she also has just the best smile. So happy for Hannah. What do you think of this relationship? I feel like it was pretty evident that this was the right relationship for her. So tell us your thoughts.
I agree because I mean, this was a relationship that didn't have cameras compared to her first engagement. And the chances of bachelorette relationships working out is so hard because of all of that pressure that comes with it. So I really hope that, second time is the charm. And I hate to say that, but this seems more naturally paced and just much more on her terms. And I also feel like on his terms, instead of camera angles everywhere, a lot of expectations. You're in front of the whole world, essentially, following your romance. So I feel like this is a lot more natural. He is, like you said, a little bit more private. So maybe that was the recipe for success and for a genuine engagement. I mean, looking at these pictures, like you just see genuine happiness and it's nothing staged, not necessarily a whole bunch of cameras around. It was just an intimate moment where I feel like both of them were ready. And I think that is the key word is they were ready. And I think, yeah,
Mm.
I'm really happy for her. And she's just we're very well deserving, especially with the roller coaster that happened at the end of her season. So I'm really happy for her.
Yeah, I think this is a really good example. And I mean, obviously, we don't know the ins and outs of her relationship with Adam, but we all remember how her season ended with Jed. It was, I mean, just
Yes, train wreck.
disastrous. She falls in love, she gets engaged, finds out that her fiance had a girlfriend, the whole entire time. You have such a big heartbreak. And I feel like I just can relate to Hannah a lot, maybe not under those circumstances because those are a bit extreme. But like you fall in love with the wrong people and you want it to work so badly and you try everything to make it work so badly. But then when the right person comes along, it just is like effortless and you don't have to do all of this work to have a happy and healthy relationship. It just feels right. So I feel this for her too. But you do know that Jed Wyatt's ex-girlfriend that was involved in that mix, Haley Stevens, is now married to Hannah Brown's brother, just to remind everybody of that plot twist.
So
So
crazy. You cannot write
so
this.
no, you really can't. Do you think that Haley Stevens will be a bridesmaid in Hannah Brown's wedding?
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's always the question of like, whenever there is a third person, like why do we always go after the guy? Or why do we always go after the woman when
Go
it should
after
be
the
the guy?
yeah.
So I feel like I don't know how close they are with their relationship, if they've maybe really gotten over that love triangle, I guess, that was conjured
Yeah.
up without her even knowing, Hannah even knowing. So I have no idea what kind of terms are on. I wouldn't say and go as far as saying bridesmaid level, but she'll for sure be there. I mean, she's in the family,
Yeah.
clearly, like married in, but I wouldn't go as far as saying bridesmaid. And I do also want to mention how you did say when you find the right person, it is very easy. And I was even reading Hannah's quotes from the People article saying how she was just so focused on just settling down in their new city and getting the house together and her podcast that she didn't even think about getting engaged. So again, just the fact that it came easy and it was with the right person just further justifies, okay, they're meant to be together. This is going to work out and they're just genuinely happy. But as far as the sister-in-law, I guess, versus
Yeah.
past shared ex, I wouldn't say bridesmaid. I mean, I wouldn't do it, but then again, Hannah does seem like a very forgiving person, so I wouldn't be surprised because
Mhm.
she's so sweet, but, that's a little that's extreme, like you said. I don't know about that.
Yeah, too close, too close. I agree. I think they're on, okay enough terms. It's like everybody has grown from that situation, moved on from that situation. It seems like everybody is in a much healthier place in life, both personally and in their relationships. So, I mean, I know that just from reading up on, past circumstances, Hannah and her brother have had a complicated relationship, a loving relationship, but a complicated relationship. So I don't really know where they stand at this current moment, but I would just say, they're both happy. They're both in healthy relationships. So let's just leave the speculation there for now. And let's go ahead and move on to our next topic. We got our first glimpse at the women of the Golden Bachelor. So, Gary Turner is about to make his debut as the Golden Bachelor. And this week we got the teaser of To Meet the Women. So, ABC released it earlier this week and it is set to Tina Turner's Simply the Best. And it features just a few glimpses of the Golden Bachelor's female contestants. I mean, they all look amazing. We couldn't see any faces, but we saw makeup compacts and glasses and somebody putting on pantyhose. And I just think that the marketing on this Golden Bachelor, they have knocked it out of the park with this because every promo that I see makes me more excited for the show. So, Hiba, what are your thoughts on the Golden Bachelor, and did this promo make you feel excited to meet the women of this season?
I have been in general very excited for the Golden Bachelor, and now finally seeing a small glimpse of the women, it just makes me want to tune in even quicker and faster and wait for the premiere date to come around. And I have a feeling we're going to get some maybe like one of the best kind of fashion moments, styling. I feel like this season because I feel like even just based off these teasers, I would wear half these dresses like they're tight
Yeah.
black, like really fitted, and I'm like, okay, hold on. I'm gonna need to take
Mhm.
some notes from these women because they look amazing. And just putting on the makeup and having their hair done, and even looking at those earrings right now, I'm like, these ladies are gonna be dressed to the nines, and I'm so excited. And I also agree. I feel like with this promo, it was so simple, just looking in the mirror, getting ready, and sometimes, simpler is better. And I also love the concept of the actual golden rose. So I feel like
Mhm.
they're kind of getting back into it, getting their clever ways again. Because I feel like Bachelor Nation, the shows were a little bit in a slump, especially with the ratings. So hopefully, with
Yeah.
this new perspective, that's also going to bring some new techniques as far as luring in more audiences, a different age range. So I'm excited. This makes me, start counting down the days a little bit because I'm interested in seeing the women and also their personalities and their backstories. So this makes it very interesting.
Yeah, and I wanna go back, for a second just to really go down a conspiracy theory wormhole. We were
Okay.
just looking at a picture of, the black dress that you were talking about and the woman that was holding a golden rose. George, if you could pull that picture back up for us, that would be great. People think this is Matt James's mom. Because obviously we
Oh.
know that she is single. Matt James is a big presence in Bachelor Nation. And I mean, obviously it's only from the nose down, but I feel like it kind of looks like Matt James's mom, the same like body type. We know Matt James's mom has short, grayish hair.
Mhm.
So would you like to see Matt James's mom on this season?
That would be the ultimate crossover. I definitely see that. You kind of blew my mind saying that because I now see it like with the body frame, the hair being up, you
Yeah.
can't really see it. It looks like it could be a little bit gray. I'm seeing some maybe flyaways that could be gray. So I mean, I think that would be kind of awesome because
Yeah.
again, the crossover we would want. Maybe Matt James will be at the wedding. Who knows? She might make it part. So I feel like, I wouldn't be surprised, especially because they love to throw in some people from previous seasons, not even being contestants, but I guess family members now. So that would kind of be everything.
Yeah, I mean, Bachelor producers love a curveball, and this would definitely be a welcomed curveball, I think, by the audience. So we will have to see. They officially are going to come out with all of the women tomorrow on Wednesday. So we should find out if that is, in fact, Matt James's mom or not. Last but certainly not least, in today's Bachelor news panel, we're going to talk about our most recent winners, Charity and Dotun, and their plans for the future. So they recently did an interview with Parade where they're talking about, wedding bells and also Dancing with the Stars, moving in together. But the wedding bells are already ringing. Dotun told Parade that they have some ideas, that they are going to have something a little bit intimate, but the idea of a Nigerian wedding has been teased. He said, I think we both love the idea of having two different weddings, a big one that's more fun and vibrant in Nigeria, and then one that's a little more intimate, maybe here in the United States. I love this idea. I love that he also said that he doesn't want a long engagement. So I think it shows that they're serious, but we have heard this before. I mean, I just automatically go back to Caitlyn and Jason, who always were giving press little sound bites of, oh, well, we're looking at this venue and we're doing this and this. But obviously, everything that was coming up about their wedding planning is that they couldn't agree on anything. And obviously, we know how that ended up. So I just think that it's good that they already have specific details about what they want. And maybe I'm reading into it too much, but do you think that they're really serious about getting married sooner rather than later?
This is so hard to tell because usually these couples like to milk it, keep the publicity going as long as they can. And I feel like the last couple bachelor couples we saw, bachelorette couples, they didn't get married if at all because they broke up. So I
Hmm.
hope these guys give a little bit of time before they really lock it in unless, we do see the chemistry that they have, but when you're out in the real world, anything can happen. So I feel like it's not always a guarantee. So I hope they lock it down, lock it in. But as far as being out in the real world and now having to live together and there's no cameras around, the public knows that you're together. It's a big spotlight and it's a different kind of spotlight versus being on the show because you're in such a bubble. So I hope they don't get caught up too much and possibly break up because I'm just basing it off the trends that we have seen in past seasons. And I don't wish that
Hmm.
on them, of course. But I hope that their bond is strong enough, and it seems like it is based off the season and watching them. Hope their bond and love is strong enough for them to make it to the altar and to actually say those vows and to say I do and get married. But as far as the timeline, I feel like it just really depends on if they really mean it, if it's just for the publicity, or maybe they are really in love and they just want to get married. So I feel like it's so subjective. It's really hard to tell with these couples because they just get together in the most unconventional way. And who
Hmm.
knows? But I maybe feel like they might do some sort of TV wedding because they've had such a big traction. And I think that would be great. I mean, again, just get those views up and just have their fans continue following them because they do seem to have a really big fan base right now. So I hope that we could get some sort of TV wedding and we can all be invited.
Yeah. Yes, I was thinking the whole time while you were saying that if they had a TV wedding, I would definitely be tuning in. And speaking of tuning in, before they walk down the aisle, obviously Charity has to do her stint on Dancing with the Stars. She also was in this interview with Parade with Dotun, and she said that she doesn't have a lot of dancing experience, but that she was a competitive cheerleader, that her main goal for going on the show was to just have fun, and that Dotun would be supporting her every move. And then when they asked Dotun, how will you support Charity, going on Dancing with the Stars? He says, back rubs at the very least, which I think is a great first answer. But then he says, but probably just screaming and hollering and rooting her on in the live studio audience crowd and having dinner ready for her when she gets home from practice. He said, I'm looking forward to supporting her on this journey so, so much. She deserves it. We're looking forward to having her be at the top of that podium at the end of that season. So, kind of going off of what you said about how they have to make it through these life obstacles, whether it's where they're going to live or living with off camera or learning about living with each other. Do you think Charity and Dotun will make it through the pressure of Dancing with the Stars? Because we have seen a lot of Bachelor Nation couples break but in this season of Dancing with the Stars when it's somebody else.
Ooh, this is really tough to say because they're still, newly engaged. So they're still, again, out of that bubble. Everything is new. But with her being gone a lot because of rehearsal, and those rehearsals go long and they're a couple of days back to back at a time. And so oh man, that's so tricky to say, but I really hope that they pursue through this and they make it through. It seems like, their love connection is there. So maybe it is possible. I hope it's possible, but so far it seems like it is. And it's great that he's already giving words of encouragement and words of support. Like, I will be here when you get home with dinner on the table, ready to go. So again, he is definitely
Mhm.
saying the right things. So hopefully at that pace, they'll make it through however long she has a run on Dancing with the Stars, maybe until she goes to be the winner. Who knows? We don't know the projection, but as long as he has the support and she has the support right now, I feel like they just have to keep kind of having check-ins with one another because she's not going to be home a lot, especially during this honeymoon phase type of time where it's vital and a lot of couples do want to be next to each other all the time and don't want to leave each other. So I'm sure he respected her decision, and I'm sure they talked about it before she confirmed for Dancing with the Stars. So as long as they're aware of the expectations, I think they'll be fine. But it doesn't also help that they're not going to be together during this crucial time of when they finally got out. Their love is out. They're shouting it from the rooftops. So hopefully, oh man, I hope that they're able to go off without a hitch and not have any complications come in the way of her competition dancing, and hopefully she gets far. I really hope she does.
Yeah, I think, at the end of the day, when a Bachelor Nation couple breaks up while one of them is on Dancing with the Stars, the root of the issue isn't that they're on Dancing with the Stars. There's other issues going on because at the end of the day, that show will come to an end eventually. It's 2 months max at the most. So it's like when you think back to couples that have broken up, the most recent during the show, Gabby and Eric, their problems were probably a lot deeper than just she's on the show and she's never home. They probably realized in that moment that they weren't compatible, and the timing of it just so happened to be on Dancing with the Stars. But also in this interview, Dotun said that he can work remotely, that he plans on going out to LA with Charity. Charity says that they don't know, whether or not LA is going to be the end all be all for where they live. They might move back to New York. They might look at other places. So it seems like, they're going into things with their relationship at the forefront and not an afterthought. It's like everything that they're doing is we're planning this together and we're looking at this together and how can I support her and how can I support him. So fingers crossed that they make it. I mean, this is one of my favorite Bachelor Nation couples in a long time. So I think that they definitely will make it through the pressure of Dancing with the Stars, and hopefully maybe sometime next year we'll see a wedding from Dotun and Charity. All right, you guys, thanks again for tuning in to our Bachelor Nation news panel. If you have any thoughts, any opinions, we love to hear from our shared news family. So feel free to leave some in the comment section below. If you think Matt James' mom is joining the Golden Bachelor, what you make of this whole Josh S situation, how crazy it is. If there's any legal experts out there, we need to know if he's allowed to sue anybody. So please let us know in the comment section below. If not, make sure you're subscribed to our channel. Ring the bell before you leave so you never miss out on any of our Bachelor Nation panels. As always, I'm your host, Morgan, joined today by Hiba, and we will see you guys on the next panel. Have a great day, everyone.